Have you ever felt like time is playing tricks on you? One month, maybe things seem to be dragging by for you, and it feels like you're drowning in distractions and stress, right? And other times, months and even years seem to fly by. It's like time speeds up when you don't want it to and slows down when you want things to move faster. Well, today I want to break down how you can collapse time, speed things up in your fashion business, how to get results faster without working yourself into the ground. If you're a fan of the 4 Hour Work Week, you know that book, you're going to enjoy this episode. I'm going to share a few concepts that are going to help you to work smarter, not harder, using real strategies that successful entrepreneurs, successful designpreneurs are using right now. First, let's talk about the 80-20 rule. The reality is that 80% of our results, those rewards that we get for our efforts, our wins, our big wins, come from just 20% of our efforts. So you want to focus on that 20% of things that are actually moving your brand forward each month. Many designers I find are spending way too much time on things that don't matter much in the very beginning. They obsess over their logo or spend months perfecting their website or get caught up in the social media aesthetics before they even have their brand concept fully fleshed out. Don't start out trying to do everything and be everywhere at all times, or by designing a huge collection for your first launch. You want to first and foremost hone in on who you are as a brand. In other words, what is your brand persona about? What does your brand represent? Who does your brand serve? Why does a brand like yours matter to your customer base right now? What does your brand stand for, or what does it stand against? Once you understand what you bring to the table and who your core audience actually is, you're going to want to start small. Start with your MVC, your minimum viable collection, because small is still big. Focus on designing a few key pieces that your core audience can fall in love with. Choose just a couple of great silhouettes that you can launch and test right away. I know you've been at this for a bit, so you may already have an idea of what your hero product is going to be, right? Whatever that one thing that people will remember you for is, that's where you're going to want to start. And I'm not just talking about the product there. I'm talking about that thing that resonates with them about your brand. What is that thing, right? And then after that will be the product, the aesthetic, the yumminess. The next concept is around collapsing time. Have you heard of Parkinson's law? I'm going to dive into it. Think about a time when you had about 3 whole months to get something done. And because you had 3 months, you knew you had those 3 months. It took you the entire 3 months to get it done. And think about another time now when you had only 2 weeks deadline, 2 weeks to get something important done. And you got laser focused and busted it out like nobody's business. That's Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time that you give it. So if you want to accomplish things faster and be more effective, try mentally giving yourself less time to work with. Give yourself a hard deadline. So instead of saying, I'll launch, let's say, in 12 months, ask yourself, what would it take for me to launch my collection, my minimum viable collection, in 6 months or even 9 months? Set non-negotiable deadlines for things like refining your brand identity and designing a collection that is customer focused and developing that collection, or setting up the parameters and positioning your brand for your pre-order campaign. I know you're the boss. Yes, you get to change the deadline if you have to, or if you choose to. But the point is that speed forces clarity. It forces you to find a way to get the answers so that you can get that task done. But one thing to watch out for, sometimes even with the best intentions, everything is not going to go as planned. Okay, at times things are going to feel like they're going at full speed and everything is lining up and falling into place. Maybe your samples have come in and your marketing is popping and things are just moving the way that you imagined they would. But other times it's going to get really quiet and things are going to slow down. right? You're going to feel like time is dragging by again. And those wins aren't going to feel like they're coming in back to back to back the way you see other people claiming that they are on social media. And you're going to start to get nervous and feel like you're about to freak out and feel like that is not supposed to happen. But let me tell you something, that is also normal. Okay? There are going to be some high points and some low points, some fast moving times in your journey and some really slow times in your journey. All of it is par for the course. Aurora James, the founder of Brother Vellies, built her brand really slowly because she knew that sustainable artisanal production takes time. Some months things moved really fast for her, and other months it felt like nothing was happening. But because she understood that, she focused on community building during those slow times so that when her products were ready, she had customers lined up and waiting with bated breath for her launch. So don't panic when things slow down, okay? Use that time to build your email list or reach out to potential collaborators or start planning your next collection. And then when things take off and start moving fast again, make sure that you have systems in place so that you're not scrambling and trying to catch up, okay? And next, let's talk about the compound effect of you taking small, consistent actions over time. It's really easy to get stuck in the trap of thinking that you need to sacrifice sleep so that you can squeeze in even more work time. Those midnight work sessions to get things done. But you do not have to embrace that hustle till you drop mentality just to make some progress. Okay? Time's up for that. That's straight suffering. And truly, you deserve better than that. It's not sustainable. In reality, consistency beats intensity and punishing yourself every single time. All of those seemingly small daily actions compound into big results over time. Focus on just one needle moving action for your mindset and or your business every day. For your business, maybe today it's contacting one new fabric supplier. Tomorrow, maybe it's posting a behind the scenes video. The next day, maybe it's tightening up your tech pack. It all adds up. And I'm going to throw in one last thing for you. Be sure to check your circle of influence because people who are building toward great things, whether those are business goals or personal goals in their lives, those people will 99% of the time edify and encourage you rather than suck the life out of you. They're going to have boundaries, they're going to have systems, they're going to have strategies in place as well, just like you. And they'll naturally pull you forward or even ride alongside you toward your next as you reach for your next goal rather than looking at you sideways because you're working on something that they don't understand. All right, so let's recap. If you want to move faster and you want to work smarter in your fashion business, start by focusing on the 20% of your effort that moves your business forward. Okay, analyze what that is. What are the things that you actually do each day that makes sense for your business and makes sense for the goals that you say you want for yourself? All right, stop wasting time on the things that don't really matter, like endless scrolling, like consuming the horrible news that they try to put in front of us every minute of every day, right? And as you're consuming, consider something. The people that you are taking in information from, they've done their job, right? They've put out that content. They have set up that interview. They have put out that material, whatever it is that you're consuming and spending your time on. So they've done their job, right? They've done it. So make sure you set aside some time to do yours and focus on the things that make sense for you. Next, using Parkinson's law, set tighter deadlines. This one might be a little bit scary, okay? Because there really is no need to rush, right? This is your journey. I say that all the time. No need to rush, right? But the truth is, it's literally you against you every day. All right? You know what you're capable of. It's not somebody else rushing you. It's you knowing that you have set a worthy goal for yourself and you're introducing this tighter time frame because you want to be more effective. And setting that parameter is going to induce some clarity for you, right? If you don't have a whole lot of time to get it done, you're going to figure out how to do it, right? And next, understand that time and progress moves in waves. Ride those waves. Don't fight it. Ride the ups and ride the downs, okay? Because it's all part of your journey. And next, remember that small daily actions compound into big results, all right? They're not small and meaningless. That repetition over time is going to create the wins you're looking for. And lastly, check your circle. Okay, get some business besties or some people who speak the same language as you and are eager and willingly support you as you're going for your goals. All right, bottom line is you don't have to work 80-hour weeks to build your brand. Okay, especially if you're working a 9 to 5, you got to make all that time make sense, right? That's even more reason to spend your time effectively on the things that matter. Okay, you just need to use that time that you do have available to you to work smarter, and that starts by recognizing how time really works. And if you love this episode, send me a DM. I know, and you already got this because you were built for this, and I'm rooting for you. Thank you for tuning in today. Be sure to check out the show notes and connect via the links provided. I'll see you next time.